Welcome to the fourth game of the series of the Grand Finals of the Yardwide Festival. We're going to see perhaps this game as last game, but perhaps two more games in total because our score is right now 1-2. We've got one win going the way of Relax. You are doing fine, with Power Rangers also having one win. However, they also got a default win by coming through the winners bracket of this tournament, so therefore they get 2 wins. So it's 2-1. And this could be the last game if Power Rangers manages to take it out, unless Relax can force out a fifth game here in this series. So let's see what they can do. Of course, once again, I'm not by myself. I am joined by G-Advance. G-Advance, welcome back.
It's good to finally be loading into the game.
Yeah.
It's nice that everyone can do that. We've had players and admins struggling with it, but there seems to be some kind of connection issue to the Luxembourg server for these guys, which is,
It happens.
I'm not surprised by that, yeah. It's across continent. Honestly, it's the sort of stuff that just happens. You just deal with it. We're in the game now, though.
Yeah.
Things are fine. Bans are pretty standard again.
Yeah.
Both these teams have very specific bans versus each other. Invoker is taken out because Power Rangers have Scandal on their team, and he is one of the best Invoker players. AA is being taken out because both these teams have used the hero a ton. Ember Spirit's taken out because people don't know how to play against him. Some think he's OP. Either way, he's very good. And Dazzle, again, it's something that the Relax have used, that PR have used, to back up very aggressive diving style strategies. So, all pretty standard stuff.
I hate to say it, but yeah, you're right. Standard stuff. That's not something
It's standard stuff for these teams.
Yeah, but it's not something
they're
that we
not
normally
actually
see.
standard bans.
Oh, they're fair.
Who bans Ancient Apparition and Dazzle?
Quite a few teams. No, not that many.
Yeah, but it's not a huge amount, you know what I mean? Like, it's a fair amount, but not like...
Hey, but we go for something different for these two teams, because we have not seen Visage in this game yet, have we?
We haven't seen Visage this game. He's been missing out. Visage is kind of splitting people as far as like how people think he's useful, because one of the biggest issues with Visage right now is his range damage, the damage he can do from far out of the fight, is amazing. But his survivability within a fight is awful now. He's so squishy and very slow as well. So if he gets caught out, he can be pretty rubbish. Basically, he just gets killed instantly.
Yeah, he does have a high nuke though, and I do like him in an aggressive tri-lane, and I hope that's how Relax is going to use him as they pick up the Nature's Prophet. Power Rangers go for the same thing as previous game though. Nix's Ass and Luna, the exact same 2 picks that they had in the previous game. I'm like, why change something that's not broken? Why fix something that's not broken?
Exactly. It worked for them the last game. Relax obviously struggled to deal with it to a certain extent. That was actually down to the level 1 fight and how well that went for the side of Power Rangers tri-lane, because they got a lot more out of that level 1 fight. But it's still, otherwise, it's both very, very solid heroes. Nyx Assassin in particular in this game, actually very solid versus both Visage and Nature's Prophet, because he's a very effective ganker, and he can get in there where Visage is very far back behind his teammates. He can get in there and initiate on him and pretty quickly burst him down. And Mana Burn does ridiculous damage to Visage as well.
To be honest, because previous game we saw, of course, Power Rangers, they went for an aggressive tri-lane with the Luna, Disruptor, and a Witch Doctor. And even though all heroes are still in there, running an aggressive tri-lane against a team that has a Visage is overall pretty scary. So I don't think we're going to see the same kind of lanes coming out from the teams this time. And, that might change if someone tries to go for... for kills early on. I can't even say tries to go for level 1 Roshan, because it wasn't even true to have the lineups for it. They still both thought that the other team would be there, and they still fought. And that, of course, still led to having an advantage over the aggressive tri-lane. If that happens, well, then there might still be an aggressive tri-lane. But for now, I think it's just going to be passive, at least on the side of Power Rangers.
To an extent, I totally get where you're coming from, because there's a Visage on the field. You don't want to go aggressive tri-lane versus that, especially when you have a Luna who has very awful HP early on. It basically, if there's a Visage and one of the nuke hits the Luna, she's probably going to die. But Power Rangers have banned out the Enchantress, which is a typical hero used by defensive tri-lanes as a jungler, because those level 1 creeps that you can bring out are ridiculously strong. They're amazing. People completely underestimate how strong those creeps are. They're worth like 2 heroes early on. They do so much damage, and they have so much HP. Like, a Centaur has like 1100 HP or something.
And a disable. And then there's a troll with disables and
attack speed slow, like...
Yeah,
exactly.
it's
the amount of damage they can do is great. So, Power Rangers, though, with a Rubik, I don't think they will go aggressive. I think maybe that was just a drafting thing for them, is they just wanted to take it out. Maybe just something to confuse Relax.
Or to make sure that they can't go aggressive.
Yeah, that's also potential as well, because Enchantress is very good at going into the enemy jungle aggressive. So, yeah, I think that was a smart ban for them. Power Rangers, again, you said this before, the team looks more mature and much more sort of straightforward as opposed to their crazy style of aggression. They're still very much an aggressive team. The last game was pretty fast, considering.
Hoo-hoo! That's a hero that we haven't seen picked nor banned this entire series. Enigma, I like it a lot. Does look like we're gonna have it, like Rubik is one of those defensive supports. We already talked about that in the first game we saw today. Can just be with the Luna, and Luna will be okay, should be okay. Especially now also with the Chen picked up. Relax has got something in the jungle and Power Rangers wants to have that too. Enigma still counts to be as the faster jungler compared to Chen in terms of gold that they can get in the jungle. So, yeah, I like the pickup a lot. It fits a lot against Relax as well, because they don't really have to worry that much about an aggressive tri-lane. I do kind of feel like Relax seems to be slightly outdrafted because they lack Disable. A lot of Disable. I mean, yes, Chen is also nice, can also get a troll, fair enough. But he can only get 1 creep early on, and Enchantress would have been able to get 3 or 2. And they don't really have a real hard Disable that they can use at all, while on the side of Power Rangers we've got Telekinesis, Black Hole, Maledvis, and Impales. So, yeah, and a Lucent Beam with a mini stun, I guess. But I'm kind of worried about Relax right now.
I'm a little bit worried about Relax, especially that Enigma pickup is a very smart decision to go up against the Chen. Like you said, he's just going to outfarm the Chen. They both go relatively similar items. Both of them want to be involved in early pushes, mid-game and late-game even team fights. And both of them want to pick up an early mech. Obviously, Enigma, he probably has to switch out for a Blink Dagger and a BKB later on, so he's more greedy. But he can afford to be because he's going to farm faster. With the puck on the field, that is very useful for stopping the Enigma Black Hole. One thing I think the side of Relax might do, and this is just a curveball, I'm not sure about this by any stretch of the imagination, is they could pick up a Sven. Because the puck plus Sven combo is very, very strong. If you can hit a very large Dream Coil, which you can in this game because they don't have the best of heroes to stop the puck whizzing around the place, especially if they're relying on their Enigma to get the Black Hole down. So they could do that on the side of Relax, and that maybe would work with their puck fairly well. For the moment, I think they're lacking a fair amount of damage, and like you said, Disable, so that would pick up on both those.
Yeah, and that Night Stalker pickup, so incredibly smart, because the puck right now is the only one that will help Relax to survive the early and mid to late game. Until their carry is strong enough, whichever carry that will maybe. I actually think they cannot really afford to have really a real hard carry in there. They need someone that can already contribute early on, because that puck is not going to have an easy time against a Night Stalker. And when minute 4 comes, I actually think maybe we're already going to see Scanlon run around with his Night Stalker. If he gets the right rune, it's a kill. Because really, what can Relax do? They can't stun him.
Versus Night Stalker. Yeah, exactly. Night Stalker in this game, he's not going to be slowed down a huge amount. He's not going to be stopped. Definitely. Puck is going to have an awful time versus Night Stalker as well, because there's nothing you can do versus a Night Stalker as Puck. It's a horrifying matchup. They actually go Spectre.
I just said, like, I wasn't expecting a real hard carry, but this is a real hard carry. Now, fair enough, when he hits level 6, he can still contribute a bit. If there's something going on, he can haunt, maybe create some chaos. But if he is the target of a gank of Night Stalker, and there is a Night Stalker sets up with the silence, there's nowhere that he can go. He'll die. Unless
Relax
Visage is...
better hope for... you know what Relax need? They need a Harpy, level 1. That's all. That's what they need. They need the Harpy level 1.
Wow, good.
For those who don't know, the Harpy is one of the creeps in the jungle, spawns at the small camp, has Chain Lightning, which is absolutely ridiculous early. You can spam it off, it does a ton of damage. You send it mid, you basically win your mid lane for the puck, and I think they basically need that, because right now, Power Rangers draft is way stronger, unless there's something I'm missing.
No, I don't think you're missing anything. It just looks good. They have early game, they have mid game, they have late game. Fair enough. Spectre late game against the Luna late game is probably going to go in the ways of the Spectre, but that would only be the case if they actually would have the same amount of farm, which I don't think they can get, because the early to mid game should be taken over by Power Rangers, and I am worried for them. There's a lot of pressure on Dread as well. If he can help that middle lane, if he gets a good creep, be that a Harpy, be that a Troll, if he just at least harasses a bit, it comes in and not takes too much experience away from the Puck. But he is needed to create a lot of space there and to help that Puck survive, and Puck needs to get a fast Blink Dagger. And if he doesn't seem to be getting a Blink Dagger, he needs something. He can't wait around for a Blink Dagger until 17 minutes. I think then at that point Night Stalker is already going to be dominating the lane if there was no Harpy at the start. It's very scary. And on top of that, there is a Nyx Assassin on the side of Power Rangers as well, which of course, I mean, he'll be up against a dual lane, right? Visage and Spectre. None has a disable. They can harass him, of course, fair enough, but they can't really stop him from getting levels. And once he is level 6, well, nobody is safe anymore at that point.
No, he's great for finding kills for the Night Stalker as well, because he can sneak around the map invis. He can be the one to initiate as well, because he has a very hard stun, a long duration stun as well. 2.77 seconds on Impale, one of the longest duration sort of standard skill point stuns. He can use that on, say, the Spectre, and unless the Spectre has way more farm than she should have, the PR can very quickly pick her off. I think you're right. Dread has to do a huge amount of work here, whether it's with a Harpy or whether it's with a Troll, a big Satire, anything. He has to get those creeps to help out Tamar Wild, because Tamar Wild, otherwise, he will lose this lane versus Night Stalker. It's one of the most one-sided mid matchups I can think of, other than, or I actually can't think of anything worse. Puck versus Night Stalker, because all of Night Stalker's spells are going to hit you. There's nothing you can do to dodge them, basically. And if you do dodge them, he's just going to use them again, because the cooldown is low on them. And if you say use Void on Puck, it will either hit, or the Puck will phase shift, and it won't actually go off. It won't go off cooldown. The Void basically cannot miss. So, big problem for Tamar Wild.
Yeah, I guess we are kind of maybe getting a bit too ahead of ourselves, because yeah, they definitely still have a chance. If they do well on their lanes, then they should be able to execute their strategy okay. I mean, their split push is still very strong as well. If they do make it to late game, you've got a Nature's Prophet split push, you've got a Spectre that should be farmed at that point as well. Should be helping with the control of the map, with the split push as well, if she gets the Manta Style at some point. And yeah, if they make it through these early levels, they definitely make a very strong case.
Absolutely, I've got to agree. The Spectre certainly is, if she gets the same level of farm as the Luna does, even in the mid game, she'll actually be able to kill off a lot of these supports very quickly. Rubik in particular will struggle with her greatly. Pretty much any haunt that she goes out for, Rubik will probably die. The Enigma will take a ton of damage as well. Moon even will take a ton of damage on the Luna. So with the Nature's Prophet, who can jump in behind people, pick people off, and with the Puck, who's also a very mobile hero, if the fights go long enough in the mid game, then Relax have a good chance. The problem is, can they get the items to actually even make it towards the mid game? Because I'm very skeptical right now.
And me too. I just try not to be. Cause,
you don't want to cast the game before it started.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you want.
And I
to
also kind of want to have
happen.
a fifth game.
I want a fifth
game. I mean, it's
game
very,
as well.
very selfish, I guess. But I want Power Rangers
screw it,
to
be selfish,
lose.
whatever. Screw it.
Yeah, but then, I mean, these two teams, especially like the first two games that we saw, were so even. It was a whole different Relax than what we saw. And this is the first game of the series that I actually think Relax is probably outpicked. If it's the case, if they can make the strategy work, of course, then, you know, shame on me and kudos to Relax. But this is the first strat that I actually think, or first draft that I actually think that about. On top of that, it looks like we have to wait about 3 to 5 minutes until DX is actually back. He went AFK during the draft. So that is a good time for me to actually do some shameless promotion. Of course, you're watching the Yarwhite Festival. You can still get a ticket for that if you want to rather watch inside the game client. There's multiple streams for this game. There's German, there's Russian, and I believe another language, but I don't know which one it was. But you can
Is
all
there Ukrainian? I swear I saw a Ukrainian flag in the lobby.
Oh, I thought.
Although
Pinturo...
he might be speaking Russian.
Yeah, I thought Pinturo was Russian, but it's all on Twitch.
He's got a Ukrainian flag, but I think he speaks Russian.
Yeah, I think so too. And of course, we are your casters, your hosts. My name is Sheever. You can follow me on @Twitter. Well, not that. On Twitter on @SheeverGaming. And my co-caster...
You can follow me at Twitter.
Yeah.
Don't tell her where. Just say I'm on Twitter.
I'm on Twitter. Well, you're on Twitter too. Can you do a bit of a self-plug while you're here?
Oh, I hate my Twitter though.
You can
somebody stole G Advance.
Twitter.
Yeah, but no, somebody stole G Advance and it's like some marketing company in the middle of nowhere. It's like a Canadian marketing company. I was really upset.
You can call yourself G Advance 1 or G Advance Dota.
I could have done that. I'm really dumb.
You can still do that. You can change your name.
I'll probably still do that. Alright, @G Advance Dota, don't go follow me now because it doesn't exist. Go follow me about 10 minutes after the last game is finished. Otherwise, yeah, you can follow me on my Twitch as well, which is twitch.tv/setmygibs, which is spelled with a double B because I can't spell jibs. But yeah, I'm G Advance, and otherwise, thank you very much. This game's still not happening. Where did he go?
I don't know. I don't speak Russian. 3 to 5 minutes. Говорит надо. Sorry, that's all I can get. But it's like, говорит надо.
I'm sure chat will tell us.
Yeah, probably.
His chat looks so helpful right now, and not at all spammy.
Oh, there he is. Not at all letters that I cannot understand. Yeah, but yeah, he's back. So we are gonna have ourselves the game very soon. I think the lanes, are gonna be quite straightforward, and a lot of pressure on the mid lane and the supports, and most of all on Dread, especially for Relax, because Power Rangers, their pressure comes once they reach their levels. The mid game should be theirs, unless Relax can do something in the early game to stop it from happening. And of course, the runes are gonna be so important. That rune control. And I guess for Relax, it's very good for them to have Nature's Prophet. Shashlo is gonna have to get that rune control for his team, I think, because if if Night Stalker gets a haste or invis rune at minute 4, blood is going to be spilled.
Yeah, a haste in particular would just spell the end of Tame My Wild's life in the middle lane, and the problem for Relax is they have to work so hard to just keep themselves in the game for the first sort of 5 or 10 minutes. Whereas PR, they're going to naturally do very well in their lanes. They're very safe about things because Relax can't pressure them in an aggressive tri lane or anything. I mean, they're running a Spectre. You don't want to go try on try with a Spectre. Yeah. One of the heroes who does the least probably in that sort of situation. So for the moment, it's all about how hard Relax can work, and really a lot of it does come down, like you said, to Shaklo, but also to Dread. I feel sorry for Dread this game because
no pressure,
he almost has to ignore his own farm, right? He almost has to ignore his own farm and just secure the middle lane. Like, I wouldn't be surprised to see him just like hitting a small camp on his own with no creep, and just every time he gets a creep, sending it mid. I honestly think that might be his only option, because Tamo Wild's going to have so much problems here.
Yeah.
Scandal's a great Night Stalker as well. It's one of his better heroes. It's not something you talk about very often, because Night Stalker not picked up very often. Very rarely picked up hero, actually. But the situations where he is picked up, he either dominates or does nothing, pretty much.
And yeah, Scandal is one of those players who likes aggressive heroes, and if it's one hero that you can be aggressive with, yeah, that's Night Stalker. And you should be aggressive on him as well. So yeah, we're gonna see how he does, and of course, that leads us to introduce players. Power Rangers on the Radiant side for this team. 1 game up, so only 1 more game needed for victory for a $1,000 prize, by the way. Second prize is $500. So Scandal will play the Night Stalker in the middle lane. We've got Cheshire Cat again on the off lane. It is the Nyx Assassin for him again as well. As Moon will play his Luna here on the bottom lane. He is semi-supported by the Rubik. I think Rubik is going to be around a lot, but Rubik might also just be stacking and pooling, because I'm not expecting too much issues being created by the offlaner of Relax. But yeah, FNG will be the Rubik, as he is trying very hard to get this 1 creep. Oh, he still gets the block though. That 1 creep still got the block. Nice place there.
It's so hard to kill Treants level 1 as a support, especially on your own. I mean, I feel bad for him then, because he even has a DD.
Yeah. And we have J4, last but not least. It is his Enigma that he is going to be playing. He starts off in the jungle, of course, getting his farm up.
Yeah, on the side of Relax, you're doing fine. Relax is offlaner for the team. It is going to be Shaklo. Alright, we have more pauses coming out. I'm just going to go through the team anyway. But Shaklo, he's going to be on the offlane here, picking up the Nature's Prophet. So far, doing a pretty good job. Already just wasting time for FNG there, which I think is probably his best option. Because in a 1v1, he won't do badly versus Moon. In the middle lane, it is going to be Tame My Wild, having a very difficult time versus Scandal. But for the moment, should be okay for, 1 or 2 levels. And then things are going to get lots and lots harder for him. He's picking up Puck. Dread is going to be in the jungle for the team. Going to have to do a lot of work, we assume. He's on the Chen. And up on the top lane, the other support is going to be DX, and he's on the Visage. Finally, it's Yoki. He's picking up the Spectre for this game, hoping things go longer than 5 or 10 minutes for him.
Yeah, I hope so too for him. As indeed, Tame and Wild, for now, he's okay until Scandal has that bottle up, of course. Which, with the nerf to bottle, as in more expensive, right now, it's actually... no, never mind. He has it. I was gonna say, because normally you need 2 voids and you have yourself the bottle. Now he needs 3 last hits and you only have 2 voids, basically. So, but no, he still has it. He has the bottle coming his way, and right now that will be Tame Wild's cue to be extra careful, as Shaklo actually has successfully got the wave next to his tower, so he should get nice experience coming out from here. At the same time, I mean, it's all about the experience for the offlaner anyway, so he's fine. And for Moon, it doesn't matter how much farm Shaklo gets, but Moon should be aware of approximately how much farm the Spectre is getting, because those two are basically farming against each other, both on the safe lane, both sitting on 10 to 2, 11 to 2 right now, so both exactly even. But that's gonna be that's gonna be a bit of a boring battle, but it is the battle that we should be watching out for, as we already have a smoke up for Dread. He actually probably did not have the creep that he wanted to have, an Ursa, Hellburst Smasher. I don't think it's not the bestest creep at all, but
it's a good ganking creep,
do.
but it's poor for controlling lanes, and that's what he needs actually at the moment, because it's not like he can gank Scandal, because they don't have a hard disable between them. He's going to try for ganking Scandal,
or maybe
actually, taking a very
courier.
long way around.
If he waits around, he'll see the courier moving back, and he can take it down. I think they saw him. It's still daytime. Yeah. Oh, microed. Too bad.
Smart play by them.
Yeah, smart play by them, and sad play for Dread.
Actually, that wasn't smart play. They were just sending the Soul Ring to...
Oh, he's coming back! Oh, Dread...
This courier is just running around all the time.
And it's gonna get upgraded in 1, 2, 3... Fly, my little courier! No. Okay. Never mind. We did have a rotation, by the way. DX went towards Cheshire Cat. Has to be careful, because his Chen is not around just yet. They want to try to push him... into a tough position here. In comes the slow. I'm not sure if they have enough damage though. They do force him back, which is nice enough, but they might actually feed him a Hellburst Smasher. In comes the dagger as well, just chasing him away. Test of Faith coming out as well, and a Soul Assumption actually is enough. That Soul Assumption did the job. Nicely done. I thought that for a second there it might not be so successful, as we have got Power Rangers trying the exact same thing, but Shaklo is already next to his tier 2 tower, so he'll be okay.
Yeah, and not only does this fail on the bottom lane, but I don't think they could have done it anyway. They have a way less damage, basically. I mean, FNG at this point can throw out a 70 damage nuke, whereas the Visage, I mean, you were surprised by it, I was surprised by it as well. DX level 1 Soul Assumption did like 160 odd damage then to the next assassin, I think. Oh,
they're gonna dive here on Tame My Wild. The silence is there. It is nighttime, and that's the first kill for Mr. Night Stalker himself, Scandal. And his rune of choice the rune of choice probably was a haste rune, but I don't think he's sad with an invis rune at all.
I wouldn't exactly be upset with an invis rune.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Shaklo should be aware of this, to be honest. I mean, his nighttime Scandal is missing, but he is gonna die. Like, as a Night Stalker, you can dive towers. You can do that, and he has still got his bottle charges as well. That's his second kill. 4.5 minutes in. It's the start of something very scary.
Yeah, I mean, he's a vampire sort of guy, so vampires are scary, right?
Yeah, I think he's a bit more scary than a vampire, because I don't think a vampire can open his face like this.
Yeah, the face thing is probably the scariest thing. The person who's going to be most scared is Tame My Wild. I mean, Look at his positioning. He ran away from FNG. Then,
Yeah.
just on his own. I mean, he knew the Night Stalker was probably coming back anyway, so it's partially good map sense, because that's when Sandal was actually turning up. But he's still running away from a guy because he has level 1 telekinesis. Because he knows that any instant disable on him at this stage of the game gets him killed. And as soon as the bottle's back on Scandal, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets killed again, to be honest.
And of course, in a half a minute, we got ourselves another rune. His Invis rune already used, of course, but with the next rune, if he gets lucky again, if he gets a good rune, Haste or Invis, he maybe even double damage, then yeah, that's still gonna be scary. Dream Coil coming out, he still gets lifted and silenced and killed though. That is another nice kill. I mean, bottle or not, here they come with J4 rotating in successfully for a kill. The smoke, of course, was there to help them out, make them get in there unnoticed. But this could get out of control really fast if a Night Stalker gets these amounts of kills at such early level. And we have got a rune. Oh, it's a haste rune. And nobody is coming. Nature's Prophet, this is your time to help your team. You know that there is no top rune. You have to check the bottom rune. Please. Nope. The Scandal's lucky day. And he is going to make that Nature's Prophet pay. And oh my god, that rhymed.
Run, Shacklow. Run far.
Teleport far. That's what he is going to do. Smart choice. Teleports back home. Might be a bit too careful. As in, he could have teleported to the tier 2 top and went into the jungle. But regardless, yeah. Scandal is the scary one right now. And if he's missing from the map, you have to be so careful.
I wish I was surprised by how scary Scandal is going to be this game, but I'm really not.
We know how he is on that hero.
Not only but how he is on that hero, but as well, Relax don't have any active heroes early. I mean, even a Chen is relatively passive for a jungle hero. It's no Enchantress, you know? And Shacklow, their offlaner, again, another offlane hero who's very passive in the laning stage. He's trying to secure farm, trying to, you know, ruin maybe J4's farm or ruin the Rubik's farm, but he's not actually trying to, you know, create kills on the map or anything. Or he doesn't have a hard disable. It's so difficult. And Tamer Wild, he dead? No?
Yeah,
maybe?
Ooh, I thought that Scandal was going to dive that tower. I mean, I wouldn't have put it past him, and I think he would have actually still gotten the kill because he has the haste rune as well. It's just the fact that teleports into the tower might be the scary part here, because he could have taken down Tamer Wild, but perhaps if there's a Haunt coming in as well, because Spectre did get level 6, he wouldn't be safe. But, I mean, you're absolutely right. What is Relax going to do? They can't do anything yet with their Jen. Jen is trying to level and farm as fast as he can. He's going for a mechanism for his team. Plain mechanism, so no boots, no nothing else. Just mechanism to make sure that his team can actually survive some of the burst damage that comes out of Power Rangers when there are team fights, which there will be. And basically, that's the only one. Yeah, we have a smoke up for FNG.
Scandal.
Oh, Scandal finds something
Scandal's
else.
got a haste DD going up onto the top lane.
And we have Nature's Prophet on the bottom lane in some trouble too, but we're following Mr. Visage going down here. He tries to get out of there. A couple of lasts is needed, and it turns daytime. So Scandal's attack speed just got drained, and he doesn't have darkness. And without darkness, well...
Yeah, no early level of darkness, and, well, he does miss out on the kill, but he forces them to go back to base, and he wastes, what, 10, 20 seconds? He's back in the middle lane already.
Yeah, with an instrument.
He's creating so much space on his own that Moon has been able to go for a hand of Midas. So he's even going to outfarm the Spectre naturally this game as well.
He was
the
already
Spectre
ahead
has
of
to do
last
so
hits.
much work soon. Yeah, he was already ahead of last hits. Like, this Spectre has to do something amazing in this mid game with Haunts. Like, and getting in and out of the fights as well. She's got to be jumping in with a Haunt, picking off kills on key heroes, and getting out of there with the Spectral back.
Oh, Dream Coil coming in on Scandal. He pops the darkness though. It looks like he's trying to go in. Whereas the teleports in comes J4, and that black hole catches two. Tamer Wild drop back into a Dread, getting stunned up with the Malefice there, and a double kill goes to Scandal. DX looks to be able to get away from this massacre, but that is something scary, and that was level 8, going for the darkness. J4's first black hole as well. And I'd say it's game time for Power Rangers. They've got the mechanism almost done on J4. It is daytime once again, but this is their moment in the game. They should be ahead this game. And to be honest, like, if they let the game drag on too long, Relax is still going to be very scary. So they kind of have to take advantage of these early pickups. As Tamer Wild just teleported in to the tier 1 tower. The fortification actually still comes out. Quite surprising. I don't think they can get a deny in though, and he's gonna try. No, not successful. And Tame Wild might have just given his life for that one. Health, yes. Another kill going the way of Nyx Assassin, which is probably something... Well, I say another kill. That was his first kill. He gets blocked in by FNG. He's stuck. Okay.
I mean, in a game like this, where you know you've outdrafted the side of PR pretty... you've outdrafted the side of Relax pretty hard here, just with one pick as well. Because the funny thing is the rest of their heroes don't particularly counter Relax that hard. Cheshire Cat on the Nyx Assassin was probably a pretty good pick. He struggled in lane a little bit, but he's catching up now. The only pick that makes a huge difference this game is Scandal's Night Stalker. And, well, he's making that difference. He's 4-0-2 so far, and... Look at Tamo Wild right now. Tamo Wild, he's got boots, bottle, and a wand at 10 minutes. It's not surprising to see this.
0.
It's not easy to be a puck this game.
No, it's not. And I think he can say goodbye to his Blink Dagger for now. He's just going to be useful as trying to delay the game. That's basically it. As we have a rotation top from Scandal. Cheshire Cat sitting in a Vendetta hunting a pig with wings. Let's see if he can do it. His Vendetta's about to run out. He actually runs into DX, but he doesn't care. He really wants to get that courier. He's gonna get it. Oh, the Vendetta just ran out! Did you see that?
Well, that's embarrassing.
That was
Should probably have gone on DX.
That was like 1 second. 1 second. Oh, that was unfortunate for him. As we have actually Relax rotating to the top lane. It was Yoki that was harassed here by Scandal. It is still daytime and they're going to go for Scandal. Shackle is here. We also have got DX coming around. And the Soul Assumption is not enough to take him down just yet. But it is enough to force him out. Do they have a way to stop him from teleporting? Nope. No disables. Too bad. They only have to
He's so tanky compared to them right now. I mean, look at the damage that Yoki took trying to go in to fight that there. And he's got a drum. He's not exactly ultra squishy. Oh, this is... I feel bad for them, because they just made a very small mistake, and they didn't pick up any early stuns, and they picked up heroes who are too passive in the laning stage, and Night Stalker is crushing them right now, and even when they get the perfect opportunity to kill him, he just TPs out.
Daytime caught out 3 versus 1. Nothing can stop him. He's gonna go for Darkness here. Rotating top, there is a damsel in distress there, under the name of Cheshire Cat. His Nyx Assassin still alive. Quite healthy actually. He has a double damage rune as well. In comes the puck. They really want to try and take down the Nyx. They do get that, and actually Scandal might have just been in the wrong place, wrong time, into the Dream Coil, and down he goes. Yoki, the one with a double kill. J4 in some trouble. He can turn around for Black Hole. Let's see if he's gonna try. The telekinesis comes out from FNG, and it is J4 that dies as well. This is a triple kill. This Spectre might just get an ultra kill. Nope, kill stolen by Tame Wild, but still 4 kills. 4 for 0, all of a sudden, with one mistake, with one, basically, maybe a bit too aggressive play from Power Rangers. Their first one in the series, I would say, almost. They just lose 4 heroes, and they give so much away to that Spectre.
They give a ton of gold away to this Spectre, who isn't farming badly by any stretch of the imagination. And if she gets up, say, a Radiance this game, she can definitely carry this. She can absolutely carry this. But, that said, that's still only one mistake from them, and Scandal, he's coming back in. And no one's going to stop him. They're TPing out.
In comes an Impale. Visage cannot TP out. He will be the only one to die, though. It looks like the rest is going to be let go. By the way, while that fight was going on, of course, Moon was not in that fight. It was 4 versus 5 on the top lane. Relax were with 5 indeed. Moon did take down a tier 1 tower though, so he is still ahead on the gold. And of course with that Hanamitis, no surprise that he is indeed still keeping control of that one. His Hanamitis, he should use it. Use it. He's gonna go for a neutral keep. Well, he
wants to get the maximum XP he can from this. Get up as quick a... Wait.
Yeah, well, this is not big in creeps. He wants to probably have the center.
Yeah, but the thing is this is like, oh, you know, some people will be really annoyed about this. They'll be like, oh, you're wasting time on your Midas. But here's the thing. He's got a Helm with a Dominator. He's got a Yasha coming on the Courier as well. It's 14 minutes into the game. He's got a Midas, Helm with a Dominator, Yasha. He's going to keep on farming.
Yeah.
He's going to keep on farming fast.
He uses it right now more for the experience than for the gold per se. As his team has just also taken down a tier 1 top, so some more gold for him. We had Tame Wild teleporting into that tier 1 tower top. was a bit... Well, was a bit naive, I guess. He died pretty fast after teleporting in. We do have Dread and DX trying to defend the tier 2 tower, but it is 4 heroes here for Power Rangers. And it's not looking good for Relax at all.
Yeah, and the whole time as well is this Luna still isn't turning up to fight with her team. And she doesn't need to. She's going to turn up now, though.
Yeah, Cheshire Cat's already been scouted out. I think they know he's around there. His Vendetta is still only level 1, so it's still very short duration. We have Darkness actually popped now as well. One familiar already dead also. Relax. They are trying to make a stand, but if they lose this fight, that's gonna be they're gonna be a long way from home. In comes the Dream Coil, only up on 1 though, and Scandal can just do whatever he wishes to. It is Visage that gets the mechanism to help him heal up again. Dread is in trouble, will be the first one to die on the side of Relax. Soul Summoning coming out on Scandal though, and Scandal has to back off. Perhaps not, perhaps his team is gonna help back him up to kill off that Visage. Still, it's 2 for 1. Rubik still went down on the side of Power Rangers, but they get the 2 supports in return. But that's exactly it, they only get 2 supports. Which I think is the first fight that Relax... Or the second, of course, with the previous one included. They actually did not lose that much in that fight. And they did not use all their 5 heroes because Sheshlo was still in the bottom lane.
Yeah, and they do manage to get out of there. There was one big misplay, actually, in that fight, is that the Chen used his Test of Faith aggressively. Now, that's normally totally fine, but because he's A, very underleveled, so his int is pretty low, and B, underfarmed as well, he doesn't have Arcane Boots, he was able to use Mech, he wasn't able to use Hand of God, he actually went down, and he's gonna go down again.
Yeah, he uses the mechanism again, maybe DX can help him. There's the Hand of God, in comes the Black Hole actually, they don't want Visage to get away, and actually Timo Wild, he jumps into the Black Hole, J4 still sprouted up, still killed off by the looks of it as FNG looks for a lift or looks for an escape. Either one would be good for him right now. Scandal around there as well, slows down Spectre with the Void, and it looks like it's going to be enough to keep FNG up for the moment. Or is it? Another dagger coming out from FNG. What a brilliant steal that is, by the way. Especially if you're trying to get away. But in comes the Dream Coil, and Tama Wild actually has the Dream Coil stolen, but FNG Silence Stop can't use it, and he still ends up dropping. 2 kills go on the way of Relax, and all they had to lose for it was the Chen. I guess that's a decent trade. They did also use the Hand of God for it, I guess.
It's not a bad trade for them at all. At the very least, they're keeping this game going for themselves, and that's what they need at the moment. The problem is that Yoki, they're relying on him to end up carrying this game, right? He's like 3,000 gold behind the Luna at this point, and he's not being able to get farming items because so much pressure is being put on him. He's had to pick up a drum, phase boots, and a vitality booster. Pretty much the early game fighting.
Is he going for what I think that he is going for? What he potentially could be going for? Well, a heart would be the logical thing, but I would actually not be opposed to a Radiance right now.
I think a Radiance is a great option, but he's very far behind on it. Well, actually, no, he's picked up 3,700 gold.
Yeah, he is rich.
Pick it now. Go for it. Yeah, this is definitely the right decision, actually. I didn't realize he had as much gold. I thought this Vitality Booster had ate a lot more of his gold up than it had.
And he is actually 404. A lot more involvement than Luna has at 102. And that actually leads to... well, actually, I was thinking that the level difference wouldn't be this much, but they actually have 3 levels difference between the 2 of them, which is pretty scary. Level 14 for Luna, almost level 15, and level 11, almost level 12 for the Spectre.
Yeah, and if Luna actually manages to pick up a level 16 before the next fight, that could be huge, especially if he gets like BKB or something soon, because right now she actually needs a lot of HP compared to what she has. She's pretty far behind the Spectre's HP, and if the Spectre does get Radiance, which it definitely looks like he is, because he's probably not getting Abyssal or Rapier right now, and he has bought the Relic,
yeah,
so...
there we go. I like it.
It is going to be a Radiance.
I think it's
definitely a sensible decision right here.
They need something. They don't have to worry yet about an Enigma blinking in, but for example, that would help them as well. Put that blink on cooldown constantly. And I mean, Rubik is still quite a squishy hero, and Cheshire Cat, same story, as actually Cheshire Cat's gonna find himself a kill, I think. Visage is in some trouble there, still has stick charges. Soul Assumption is not gonna kill himself, despite Carapace is off cooldown, now he can send it, and that's gonna be the kill. Yoki with the last hit in the end. Nyx Assassin actually buying back for this, teleporting back to the tier 1, and that means, relax, it is time to back off and hope that Power Rangers is too greedy for a kill. As it looks like they might just only want to fight for a Roche, yeah. They still have the Black Hole, or at least they have it again in 11 seconds. They have the Eclipse, they have the BKB, of course, up on J4. Yeah, they can take this. However, it's kind of obvious that they will do this, considering there was just a buyback. And they have
this is a smart decision, well, considering that they know Haunt is down, and Relax pretty much can't fight without Haunt. All their previous fights that have gone well for them have been with Haunt, so they pretty much need that at this point. Apart from the overextension by Scandal on the top lane, I think that they didn't have Haunt then.
No, this Roshan is not really dying very fast though. But looks to be
they actually got their
uncontested.
Part of the reason this is happening is they accidentally ran Moon's Direwolf into it. Is it a Direwolf? I can't remember what it's called exactly, but his wolf with the 30% extra bonus damage, or he accidentally ran it into Roche. It got killed by Roche. Otherwise, that would have been a lot faster. But even still, it's a fairly fast Roche. They're pulling ahead overall, but Yoki is getting closer and closer to this relic, and not only is it a great Spectre item, but it's a great long-duration fight item. It's great in a fight that takes a long time. They have a Chen. They have a Chen with Hand of God and a mech, so they can make the fight last a lot longer than it normally should do as well.
Yeah, it can really turn the game around. And at the same time, Nature's Prophet is also starting to be turning more and more into the split pusher that everybody fears and hates and loves. It is a Necronomicon level 2 for him right now. He doesn't have anything like a Shadow Blade or anything like that. But if his team is fighting, and it indeed is a long fight, then he can be taking advantage of that and actually go for a tower. As the Radiance is done. Moon actually is also split pushing a bit with his Manta style up. And is it me, or does he actually want to go for something like a Scotty? What's he doing with that ultimate orb?
I guess he might do. It doesn't make a huge amount of sense to him.
Because like
yeah, there's nothing
really.
It's obviously going to be Sheepstick. So no, it's. I guess it has to be a Scotty for him. It's not particularly bad. It does stack with his range lifesteal as well, so there's that. It doesn't stack on the Moonglaves though. It doesn't bounce around. If it bounced, it would be ridiculous.
Yeah, would be nice.
That would be so OP. Jesus.
Bouncing
slows.
Oh, Tama Wild's gonna get lifted. FNG, do you even lift? Yes, he does. Silence is there. He can't go to his orb. Did he just get 2-shot? It looked like he got 2-shot.
Yeah, he's gone now.
But yeah, Fate Bolt helped out with that, of course, as well. And yeah, that is a very clean, simple pickup, and all that was needed was in a Rubik with an Invis rune.
Yeah, this is a Skadi from Moon. By the way, this is a 23-minute Skadi Manta style Helm of the Dominator.
Ouch.
He's very farmed at this point, and it's only going to get worse, right? If he gets a... The scary thing is that Relax, they need to take a long duration team fight, they need to use all their heals, right? What if they get a Satanic on the Luna at this point? With her being so overfarmed, they have no way of bursting her down, they don't even have any stuns to stop her using that Satanic for any amount of time. She can let herself drop to very minimum HP, use a Satanic, and suddenly get all the way back up to full HP and kill everybody.
And the trouble right here is that even though Relax has got 2 heroes that overall would build a Scythe of Ice, both Puck and Nature's Prophet, they're both not really all that farmed. So they're a long way off from that one.
Yeah, and the Nature's Prophet is, maybe if he'd rushed it, he would be having one relatively soon. Puck is never going to have one this game, unless things go to 60 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, well, bottom lane, J4. He's dropped the black hole on 2 people here.
But where's the backup? Scandal actually is the one to still try and chase down Yoki, who's actually thinking about... Oh no, he's gonna teleport out. As Shaklo can't really do that. His teleport is on cooldown, teleport scroll and his spell both on cooldown. And he'll get picked off, or will he? Hand of God keeping him alive for the moment. In comes the ultimate, might be enough to get the kill. If the vision is only there, it's not there anymore. It's nighttime, he's fine, he's out safe. Nature's Prophet and J4 still died in the end at the tier 2 tower. And it was actually Spectre that got the kill with the Haunt in. And that means Haunt's on cooldown. So Power Rangers might be looking to making a play, but without the Enigma, without the Black Hole. Looks like they just want to farm. Surprise.
Yeah, they're just gonna give it up for a little bit. Moon's actually gonna be pressured on the top lane here, so he might go down from this, but if support's not anywhere near.
He doesn't have a BKB or anything like that. If they find him, Dream Coil comes out and comes maybe the Eclipse. No, he's not even gonna waste it. He knows he's dead. He has still got the Aegis, so he's gonna die twice. He still has the Eclipse. His teammates are not close by enough, though. There is your Eclipse right there, but the mechanism is there as well, and Moon will go down, but he takes at least one hero with him, and the birds as well. He gets himself a Chen kill, and the familiars go down, and in comes Scandal looking for the X, who's trying to teleport himself out. He looks like, yeah, he's okay. Sprout, is it gonna come out? No, he's not gonna try. Well, the Sprout to create some treants, but he's not gonna try to catch Scandal. In the end, it turned out to be a 2-on-2.
It did turn out to be a 2-on-2. Yeah, it did turn out pretty well for Relax in the end, but they're still losing map control from PR's carry getting killed completely on his own on the top lane here. He had no way of escaping from this, and he went up here and died.
It was a 1-for-1 because Rubik died, but he died to a neutral? I missed that.
Wait, how did he die to a neutral?
Well, that was at the same time as we saw Luna fight. Well, he was in the Radiant jungle somewhere. Perhaps Nature's Prophet made something happen to him. It could be.
Possibly, yeah.
Well, Relax. I have to say, they are doing a lot better than what I thought they would in the end, as we have got Nyx Assassin completely caught out. Wrong place, wrong time. Goes down for it. But Relax are doing a lot better than what I thought they would at the start of this game. I was not expecting them to do this well. However, they're still 20k gold behind. They're still 20k experience behind. And all that they have to hope for is that Power Rangers let this game drag on for a long time. Because that would be really in their favor. They keep getting more and more farm on Yoki. Spectre, he's now got himself a Yasha as well, sitting on 1500 gold already. It's just, the longer the game goes, the better it is for Relax. It's not bad for Power Rangers either, though, because that Luna is incredibly fat, but at some point she will be capped, while Spectre still is profiting more from the time than Moon is.
Yeah, eventually Spectre is a better hard carry, but the thing is she is so far ahead of him right now. She's got basically half his net worth on him. She's miles ahead on the net worth, and she's going to be picking up a Satanic soon, probably from this. Is it going to be a Satanic? It's actually going to be a Butterfly. Either way, it's going to have basically the same effect, meaning that the effective damage that comes out from Relax is much, much lower.
Yep. Relax is pushing, actually. Being fairly aggressive for a team that I just said wants to be dragging this game out along. They're actually losing some health here on the tier 3 tower. But a dagger comes in to stop Moon, or at least to slow Moon down from pushing. But Moon is a very scary one to let near to your towers. With those glaives, it's not really safe. They kind of, I don't think they can afford to let Moon be close to their tier 3 while they only get a tier 2 in return for it. It's fair enough that they want to take down those tier 2s though, because that's going to give them an extra bit of gold still to get more items up with. But they have to be careful not to give too much away still.
Yeah, either way, it was a pretty smart decision from the side of Relax. I mean, you say it's like a, a defense.
Shazlo created some trees.
Each other here.
Yep. Like, oh hey.
I don't think they expected that.
Nope. I don't think either one expected that as Yoki comes in. They're both farming each other's well, Eidolons/Treants. Summons. Kind of funny. But yeah. Tier 1 tower is still standing. It's the most surprising thing. We're 28 minutes into the game. Tier 1 tower mid on the side of Power Rangers. Such an important tower in terms of strategical advantages. Oh, Tame Wildy jumps into FNG. Gets the silence off as well. In the meantime, Soul Assumption is not going to be enough to take down the Rubik. Hand of God comes out. Rubik still goes down. But they did lose the Nature's Prophet for that. A Cheshire Cat forced back towards his base as well. BKB's turned on to plenty. TP out from Visage because he can indeed just do that while we still have a Spectre that gets chased down by Moon. But with the dagger there...
He doesn't have TP. He doesn't have TP.
And he actually turned his Radiance off just to try and be inconspicuous, but Yeah, from the high ground, Moon saw him. That's a monster kill streak. That's 1k gold going the way of Moon, as if he wasn't fat enough already.
Yeah, he's got his butterfly after like 2 camps. He's got his butterfly after 1 more camp from this. It's 30 minutes in. He's ridiculously farmed at this point. His team were able to create so much space for him to farm in, and he went for a pure farming build as well. He's hardly turned up to the fights. He's actually only 3-1-3, which at this stage is minimal. If you compare that to Spectre, who's basically half his team's damage in all the fights. So
yeah. He's been involved in 12 out of the 14 kills for his team, Spectre, that is. While Moon has been involved in 6 out of the 16, so that's a pretty large difference. As I like what the Nature's Prophet is doing. Shaklo is trying to get the towers down a bit. Yes, he feeds his Necronomicons for that, but it's not like the enemy team is lacking gold in this game. But if he can at least take down that tier 1 tower, then Relax has got a better chance at Roshan, because right now the dire advantage that you normally have for Roshan is not there at all, because Power Rangers can get to the pit faster than Relax can with the tier 1 tower still up and with all the outer towers down on the side of Relax.
J4 has a freaking heart, and Cheshire Cat has a Helm of the Dominator and an armlet. I almost want to say it's legit, but I think it's a little bit of them playing games with Relax a little bit here. I mean, obviously they need more HP. That's fine. I think you'd probably just pick up a Bracer in a normal game, but they're so over-farmed at this point, it doesn't matter. And it is more HP, right?
Yeah.
And it's going to be effective versus that Spectre, and, well, this might be the end of things for
Puck
them.
jumps in, is already dead though, gets a silence up on 4, but it doesn't matter. His gem also picked up, the one that he had in his inventory, and the rest of Power Rangers they get Dream Coiled, but they don't seem to mind at all. They just go for the buildings. The Haunt now comes in, but it doesn't really seem to hurt them. In comes Table Out again. Now gets himself out. They do some damage to Power Rangers, but it's not enough to force them back. And actually Yoki, who came in with the Haunt, still going to be helping to take down the Aegis, but it looks like he'll go down for it. Will get sent back to base by the Chen. Chen himself gets an impale, double impale for Cheshire Cat, and that's 2 dead as well. And only 2 left alive on the side of Relax. It is Nature's Prophet who is split pushing on the top lane right now, trying to do whatever he can. Keep his team in the game, and Yoki, who got sent back by the Chen from getting very low very early on. And the only thing that Power Rangers lost was a Night Stalker, and really, it's all about Moon at this point. If he is in your base, there's nothing you can do for your base. Their towers, the racks, they'll drop, and you saw how fast that went. That was pretty damn scary, and that is gonna be your ultimate I am done farming item. Moon fears no death. He picks up a rapier.
There's not even any disables to give them a chance against him. He's just going to crush.
Yep. He doesn't even have a BKB. Normally, if you want to go for a rapier, you want to have either an Aegis or a BKB, or preferably both. But he doesn't have either, and he's confident enough that he can just walk up and kill people off. Triple kill already. That's an ultra kill. One more hit would give him a rampage, but he's not going to get it for now. Or is he? Or is he? He wants it. He really wants it. The GG's already been called. He can die for this if he wants to, but he can't get it. No rampage, unfortunately.
Go.
Nope, no rampage there, and that means that Power Rangers is your champion for the Yardwhite Festival. They win it 3-1 in these winners bracket, or in the grand finals, best of 5. They had the winners bracket advantage, which helped them for sure. But Relax, I hate to say it, they had some very strong games, but this last game outpicked.
Outpicked, and it was all in one pick as well. If it hadn't been for the Night Stalker, pretty much any other hero, right? Then their natural choice for the side of PR would have been to be safe. It would have been to pick up a DK mid.
Yeah.
That would have been what I thought they would naturally go for. They picked up a Night Stalker. It destroys the puck in this game. The amount of space that they actually created for the Luna was huge. And what a way to top off to end the Yardwhite Festival on 929 GPM on Luna.
Oh god, that's
and a rapier.
Sick. That's
just 32
sick.
minutes as well. You can go higher than that as the game goes later, but that's amazing. On a hero who that doesn't even have a mobility spell. That's huge.
On a hero that wasn't even involved in fights in the early part of the game, right? Only later on she started being in fights. But yeah, great game for Power Rangers, and they of course take home the $1,000 that was set for first place prize. Relax are not going to go home empty-handed, $500 for them, but I think quite a disappointment, especially after the first very strong game against Power Rangers. Second game, even though they lost that one, was not really bad either, but this game, it's I think they're going to be quite disappointed with this, because it was coming down to the draft.
Yeah, it was just a small drafting mistake, you know, forgetting basically how much damage can be done to you when you don't have any other heroes to make up for your Puck losing her lane. And that's exactly what happened. The Puck was going to lose her lane, and nobody else could do anything. Everybody else was too passive, and they had passive heroes.
Yep. Well, any final words before we close this tournament? And yeah, it was last game, so that's quite sad.
I mean, it's sad, but I'm happy to have casted this. Thank you very much for inviting me in. So this was great to cast. It was a great tournament.
Yeah, thank you for joining me, of course, as well. Make sure to follow us both on Twitter. I'm Sheever. I'm on Twitter on @SheeverGaming. I didn't make the same mistake as last time. And you can also follow, of course, my co-caster, who's going to change his Twitter name to GAdvancedDota.
I am going to do that.
But you can't follow him yet. Shortly. You have to wait for 10 minutes or so. And then you can follow him.
we'll link it like retroactively. It'll be fine.
Yes.
But yeah, thanks very much for watching, guys. Other shout out to my Twitch, which is twitch.tv/setmygibs. You can follow me there on Twitch as well. That's where I want people to mostly follow me. Like Twitter, Twitter I like though. Twitter, I like you follow me everywhere. It's good.
Yeah, but Twitch is where you're most active on, I guess.
Exactly.
So. Yeah, thank you for watching. If you want to stick around for a little while longer, that would be awesome, but that would only be to support us, so I can play commercials and you're going to watch them. But otherwise, just have a great evening. I might actually still play some pubs, because I'm not yet tired, and, you know, what else am I going to do on a Saturday night? Yeah. So, yeah, thank you for watching. Stick around if you want to, and otherwise, just have a great night. Hopefully you watch some Dota at least elsewhere. I know the Staff Cup is still going on, so you can, of course, check out that, as a lot of players, or a lot of people that play in the Staff Cup, are casting or streaming their own games, I should say. Some games are actually casted as well, so you can check that out. But yeah, thank you for joining me, and have a good night. Bye-bye.